Alright, folks, we're loading back in. And here we are. A dragon, I saw a dragon. We're off to fight Mirmulnir this episode. There is always a sense of urgency that comes along with this quest, so we're gonna go ahead and just go fight Mirmulnir, and hopefully everyone survives. Well, a bunch of guards will probably die, but... What's that Lord Farquaad quote? Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Which is just hilarious. He gave me a... This is actually a pretty good enchanted item for us right now. If I don't have the alchemy enchantment, I'm kind of hesitant to destroy it. We'll see. And also, I noticed last episode that I still haven't gotten the audio right. I'm sorry, guys. We'll crank it down just a bit. Because I want it to be in the background, not the foreground. I also have gotten several copyright notifications, but no strikes.
And as man, you said, let me show you the power of Talos Stormcrown.
You're the best. Can you be my father?
That
It's a shame, isn't it?
that breaks my heart, honestly.
I spent a lot of time at the market stall, so
I wish that I could record in 4K, but I need to upgrade my PC a little bit before I can do that. Well, I can't, excuse me. I can't record in 4K. I can record in 2K. I have a 2K monitor, so I think that what I'm seeing and what you are all seeing is a bit different.
Here's the situation. A dragon is attacking the Western Watchtower.
A dragon? Now we're in for it.
You heard right. I said a dragon. I don't much care where it came from or who sent it. What I do know is that it's made the mistake of attacking Whiterun.
But Houseguard, how can we fight a dragon?
That's a fair question. None of us have ever seen a dragon before or expected to face one in battle. But we are honor-bound to fight it, even if we fail. This dragon is threatening our homes, our families. Could you call yourselves Nords if you ran from this monster? Are you going to let
The
me
gods
face
in Dragon's
it alone?
Reach say you've aided the
No.
You're
so
dead. On behalf of Whiterun,
More than
I
our
think.
honor at stake here. Think of it. The first dragon seen in Skyrim since the last age. The glory of killing it is ours, if you're with me. Now what do you say? Shall we go kill us a dragon?
Yeah! Yeah!
Let's move out.
I can't remember if all these dorks come with you or not. Oh yeah, they do. Okay, cool. So now we have a massive group of Chadley Nord warriors following us. Oh wow, actually, we have a huge-ass war party. I wish you could fight every dragon like this. And also, I want one of these Whiterun cloaks, because that is bitchin'. The steed. After all this time, I still haven't discovered the Western Watchtower. It's kind of funny. Look at him go. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I'd love to find like a ring of minor resist magic. That would be pretty amazing. As of now. Are you? Alright, boys. It's laid waste to the watchtower.
No signs of any dragon right now. but it sure looks like he's been here. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened. And if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what we're wearing for traps. If you spy one, try to get an enemy to try.
Everything is just completely laid waste to. And we gotta talk to him.
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Thor just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
Guardsman, what happened here? Where's this dragon? Quickly now!
I don't know. Keener, let's save us. Here he comes again.
Here he comes! Find cover and make every arrow count!
Tolo, save us! It's a dragon!
I don't have any ranged spells that I can hit him with meaningfully, so...
Go to me, dragon!
Oh wow, he went all the way over here.
Slay the dragon.
Get down here so I can whip your ass. I'll probably get one shot, like a champ.
Come on, dragon!
And we cook the dragon.
The lizard is really dead. Damn good shooting, boys.
What's happening?
Everybody, get back!
Yo, he munched this dude. So it's pretty implied that he just straight up munched this guy. Which is pretty terrible.
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
Dragonborn, what do you mean?
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? Absorb the dragon's power.
I don't know what happened to me.
There's only one way to find out. Try to shout. That would prove it. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
Dragon,
Alright.
what are you talking about?
Right. My grandfather used to tell stories about the Dragonborn. Those born with the dragon blood in them. Like old Tiber Septim himself.
I've never heard of Tiber Septim killing any dragons.
There weren't any dragons then, idiot. They're just coming back now for the first time in forever. But the old tales tell of the Dragonborn who could kill dragons and steal their power. You must be one.
What do you say?
So
Irla?
many shadowy
You're being
corners
awfully
to strike
quiet.
from. I could
Come on,
learn to
Irla.
like this.
Tell us, do you believe in this Dragonborn business?
Some of you would be better off keeping quiet than flapping your gums on matters you don't know anything about. Here's a dead dragon, and that's something I definitely understand. Now we know we can kill them. But I don't need some mythical dragonborn. Someone who can put down a dragon is more than enough for me.
You wouldn't understand, Housecarl. You ain't a Nord.
I've been all across Tamriel. I've seen plenty of things just as outlandish as this. I'd advise you all to trust in the strength of your sword arm over tales and legends.
That was shouting, what you just did. Must be. You really are Dragonborn then.
Miko seems to think so.
Boosh!
Bonk. If I had a raised dead spell, I could send this thing flying. Oh, this is the dude that
We
was...
taught that dragon not to mess with Whiterun, didn't we?
Oh, no. That's the guy that was, like, just randomly in the watchtower, so he didn't make it.
I'm glad you're on our side.
Honestly, I'm glad you're on my side. The guards are impossible to freaking kill. Good lord. So that wasn't as bad as I expected. Yeesh. That's weird that he had kind of like bandit loot. Alright, let's go report to Jarl B. Ballin, Mr. Balgroof. I wonder if she has any options.
I'm taking command here for the moment. You head back to Whiterun and let the Jarl know what happened.
She says as she turns to walk back to Whiterun. What? No way. Oh, that's rough. Wow, I still have the Blessing of Talos. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, I guess we go report to Jarl Balgroof. We have slain it. We have slain the dragon. And then I think what we're gonna do is... There we go. We're gonna try and get Lydia to be the steward of that farmstead, and that's gonna be the house that I use. Because I have about 10,000 gold. So that should be enough to do any upgrades that I may need. Excuse me. Although, I don't think there's any shops in Rorikstead. And you can see High Hrothgar from here. So that's cool. But I think after we... Oh, excuse me. After we turn in this quest, we're going to try to get the farm set up so that I can have a place to start dumping extra loot and things of that nature. And I guess we'll just kind of see what happens from there. You know, just walking around rather than fast traveling everywhere really does change the dynamic of the game a little bit. In a way that I'm quite fond of, actually. Ugh.
Look, you already have been told you're not allowed here. Turn around and go back the way you came.
We're causing no trouble. All we ask is to look for her.
I don't care what you're doing. After what happened, you're lucky I don't toss you in jail. Now get lost.
We will be back. This is not over.
You look awful. Better not get me sick.
Well, I'm already sick, and you can't catch food poisoning from me, so...
Oh, the fruit looks so good. So juicy.
No handouts today, Brennan.
People are so rude to the beggars in this game. Well, they're rude to them in...
You walked among us, brave Talos.
Oblivion as well.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Divine smile on you, friend. Dum 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 dum.
By Ismail, you did it. You killed the dragon.
To be fair, I had a lot of help. I didn't do like any of that damage, I don't think. I think all the guards just ganged up on it, started beating it to death with their maces and stuff. Which works for me, because I didn't die. Alright, let's report to the Jarl.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
You heard the summons. What else could it mean?
The Greybeards.
We were just talking about you. My brother needs a word with you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
The watchtower was destroyed, but we did kill the dragon.
I knew I could count on Irileth, but there must be more to it than that.
When the dragon died, I absorbed some sort of power from it.
So it's true. The Greybeards really were summoning you.
The Greybeards?
Masters of the way of the voice. They live in seclusion high on the slopes of the throat of the world.
So what do the Greybeards want with me?
The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. The ability to focus your vital essence into a thum, or shout. If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift.
Didn't you hear the thundering sound as you returned to Whiterun? That was the voice of the Greybeards, summoning you to High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Rungar, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as he may be, I don't see any signs of him being this, Dragonborn.
Nord nonsense? Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Hrongar, don't be so hard on Avenici.
I meant no disrespect, of course. It's just that, what do these Greybeards want with him?
That's the Greybeards' business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards. It's a tremendous honor. I envy you, you know, to climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a very peaceful place, very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. It's the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
You know, he is the only adult in the room consistently.
Yes, my lord.
Alright. Let's see if we can get a new shock spell since we're going to be fighting dragons now.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors.
Oh, wow.
So, you wish to master the arcane arts?
In a way, yes. That's actually pretty cool. Don't want chain lightning. Conjure Avenging Wraith. Ah, yes, a flame atronach. That's actually really good. Crackle sucked. Does he not have... that's pretty good. Lamb of Mara. That's pretty good. Let's get a lightning bolt. That's still so cool. Rift bolt. That's a lot of money though. My one... I'm gonna want that as well. Thunder Crack. One thing that I am not admittedly fond of
You know, if
is...
you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
Let's go ahead and snag that quest. One thing I'm not fond of is the way it... This is a little bit of a harkening back to the way it works in Oblivion versus Skyrim. Not necessarily good or bad, just a change. In Skyrim, each one of the hold wizards, court wizards, whatever you want to call them, sells what I can only assume to be a random assortment of spells. There's no specifics. Whereas in Oblivion, say you went to Breville or Cheydinhall, they had different specializations. I don't remember if these are exact, but say Breville had illusion magic and Cheydinhall had destruction, right? And then when you went to the main college, you could get kind of everything. I missed that because then you kind of knew where to get certain spells and it wasn't just a mess that you had to read through every time. Again, not necessarily a bad change, just a change.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. It is a lonely thing, facing all the dangers of Skyrim by yourself. Come and find me, if you decide that you miss my companionship.
Of course. But that's kind of where I stand on it. I wish it worked like that in Skyrim. It's just a bit more difficult to get access to all the spells you want. Now, if you go to the College of Winterhold, for instance, it's easier to navigate because each of the masters of each school of magic... Miko, come on, buddy. Each of the masters of their own particular schools of magic have access to just those spells in their purchasable inventory, which makes it a lot easier to navigate through, just to find what you need. Lydia, yay!
The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you.
I'm a Thane, what does that mean?
The Jarl has recognized you as a person of great importance in the hold. A hero. The title of Thane is an honor, a gift for your service. Guards will know to look the other way if you tell them who you are.
What does a housecarl do?
As my Thane, I'm sworn to your service. I'll guard you and all you own with my life.
Alright, well, I need some help.
Lead the way.
Now we shall see if she shall become the steward. And honestly, if she doesn't, I'm not entirely sure what to do with that. Wait, did I already? Okay, yeah. Alright, now I've got... Oh wow, that's getting kinda... I think... we're gonna undo that just to clean it up a little bit. There we go. At some point I need to actually like set hotkeys. I think you can do that in this game. Like 1 is the sword and 2 is the spell and blah da 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 da. How much does this take from me? Oof. Okay, well it's something.
My patron appears once more.
Not exactly, Janessa, because you refused. Also, so I've decided what I'm gonna do. I hope that this doesn't break anything. So I'm not gonna do it right this second, but I gotta get away from all these people that are talking. I will be resummoning Feralia Greymane because I have no idea how she died. But she just dropped dead. I'm assuming that she froze to death while I was waiting there for whatever reason and didn't go to a house. But I think you can let me know how you feel about this in the comments, but for convenience sake, when the Dawn Guard stuff happens and when dragons start swooping down into every damned village, if they kill people that are important, that have quests or like a blacksmith or something, I am going to revive them via the console commands, because it's extremely inconvenient, is basically where I'm coming from. If you guys would like me to not do that, I'm fine with not doing it. Just let me know how you feel about it in the comment section down below.
You there. We're looking for someone in Whiterun, and we'll pay good money for information.
Who are you looking for?
A woman, a foreigner in these lands. Redguard, like us. She is likely not using her true name. We will pay for any information regarding her location. We are not welcome here in Whiterun, so we will be in Rorikstead if you learn anything.
Okay.
She cannot hide from us forever. Do you have news of our quarry?
I don't. I wish I could see what he's actually carrying, but I can't.
There's been talk amongst the guards. But you...
Do you have news of our quarry?
Obviously not. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. With regard to this quest in my time of need, it's pretty easy to facilitate and finish. It's kind of a, I wouldn't really say hotly debated, but it is debated within the Skyrim community. So, is she guilty or is she not? And she being Sadia. I'm pretty sure everybody knows at this point in time how the quest goes. So you talk to a woman named Sadia. She works in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun. And when you speak to her, she immediately draws a knife and is, well, obviously skeptical of you because you're looking for her. And she's immediately, I guess you could say she's pretty hostile. She doesn't actually attack you or anything, but so the debate within the community is Sadia guilty of surrendering the city of Tanith to the Aldmeri Dominion? And okay, personally I think that she is, and that has more to do with the nature of how the Alakir warriors work than it does with her as a character, because the Alakir are warriors specifically, like they don't really get into this in Skyrim a lot, but in the lore, if I understand it correctly, the Alakir warriors are a group of like kind of like nomadic tribesmen that live in the deserts of Hammerfell, and they are absolutely not loyal to the Aldmeri Dominion. So her accusation to them is effectively, hey, she said that she was a noblewoman from the city that refused to turn the city over to the Aldmeri Dominion, and that they are the ones who are the traitors. But that just doesn't line up if you know anything about the Alakir warriors. They fought the Aldmeri Dominion for 5 years after the end of the Great War between the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion. And if you want a real-world comparison, think World War I. Because effectively, I mean, I think it's pretty obviously based on World War I. That might not be the case, but it certainly seems to be. And you are?
I am waiting for a good death.
Why do you wish to die?
My time has come. I am old. Too old to become chief. It would be wrong for me to take wives at this age. So I will die. Malakath has given me a vision of a glorious death. I am to wait here until it finds me. As you can see, it has not yet arrived.
Well, you don't look that old to me. Certainly you're still a strong, capable warrior.
Indeed. One should find his death while he can still call himself a proper man. We Orcmen are not like these Nords and Imperials who carry on until they are gray and feeble and their hair falls out. To cling to something past its usefulness is unseemly. How much more so when that thing is you?
Perhaps I could give you the death you seek?
Perhaps. Are you sure about this?
Yes, I am sure.
We shall see.
Oh, he's tough as nails.
Mercy!
Well, I was going to place him close to the saber cats, but I guess I can't really. Huh. Well, I'm not going to take his gold. He's earned his death. Anyway, back to the Alakir and stories of World War I. They continued to fight for 5 years after the Empire had not really surrendered, not really capitulated. I mean, they did give up the worship of Talos, which pretty much was specifically designed to cause Skyrim to rebel. Well, which caused Ulfric to rebel, but his story is a little more intertwined, and I don't want to get into that at this current moment in time. So basically, the Alakir warriors are a group of Redguard warriors that, like I said, they're nomadic, they live in the desert, and they allied with the Crowns and the Forebears to fight off the Thalmor during and after
important deliveries to make. No time for chat.
The end of the Great War. So Sadia's story, if that's even her real name, is that a giant? It's 2 giants. So Sadia's story of, no, I didn't give up my city to the Thalmor, they did, is just like, kind of, in my opinion, obviously false. Because if you know anything about the Red Guards and their kind of warrior tradition, you know that they're not just going to give up the city. And now, if they're betrayed and they lose the city, that is, to my mind, a separate question. And I think it's fairly obvious, if you ask me, that she was the traitor and she sold out the city of Tanith. Now, I can't remember geographically where Tanith is located. If you want to pretend that this is a map of, well, Hammerfell would be over here. But I know that the Aldmeri Dominion didn't cross the desert up in the, well, this would be High Rock, but it would be closer like over here, down south. But Tanith would be a more of a coastal southern city. So it would be run by the forebears as opposed to the crowns, if I remember correctly. But I could have that wrong. So correct me down in the comments below. Or tell me what you think of Sadia. Personally, it's a quest that... It's an early game quest you can do for a lot of gold, and it is a good starter gold, really. And it kind of depends like how you feel about the Thalmor versus the Empire. And I mean, I'm of the opinion that the Thalmor are kind of obviously evil.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if
Like,
you're interested.
Any society, well,
Greetings, brother.
society's the wrong word.
I have something to help you relax.
Because there's different kinds of empires, both historically and in fictional games. There are empires that are relatively hands-off with the lives of their citizens. Sure, they are still citizens of an empire, and you could argue, if you wanted to take a moral stance, you could argue that that's objectively bad, what the empire does, by the nature of its formation. Because empires, let's be honest, are forged through war and conquest, and that's just the nature of... It's kind of the nature of history, and by extension, the nature of the world. If you would like to take the moral stance, you could say that the formation of the empire is objectively bad. But let's go into a more nuanced discussion of what that empire does to its citizens or to foreign dignitaries. With regard to the Thalmor, they are more than willing to send a Gestapo-esque force into a foreign land that they realistically, I mean, Skyrim is so far north from Alinor that it's kind of, or the Somerset Isles, if you would prefer to call it that. It's so far north that them doing that has got to be it's got to be a logistical nightmare, firstly, and secondly, they're doing it specifically to suppress someone's religion and hunt them down and execute them, simply because they have the belief that Talos isn't a god. It would be kind of akin to, I guess you could call it the, well, it's not really akin to the Reconquista, that's a terrible analogy. Well, either way, it's akin to it would be like a foreign power coming over to the States and saying, you can no longer worship freely because I have the belief that any hypothetical god isn't real, right? And then not only can they force you to capitulate, but they execute you for simply holding a belief. Now, I think that's wrong. Because whether you agree with somebody or not, you should always allow them to live their lives free and in peace. That's where I stand on it. There's a lot of people I don't agree with, and there's a lot of stupid arguments that I choose not to have. Just seems wrong. So, though I do side with the Imperials, I side with them under the assumption, generally speaking, that they're going to fight the Thalmor again. And of course they're going to, right? The god that they worship, Tiber Septim, founded the damned empire. So, there's that little tidbit.
I'm right behind you. Let's get going then.
I really don't understand how I can get this quest to trigger. But that's my little rant about, you know, Tiber Septim and the Empire and the nature of empires themselves. It's all relatively self-explanatory. But, again, that's just by my own personal opinion. And then there's the whole devil you know, devil you don't argument as well that kind of can, broadly speaking, apply to multiple things. You know, because you don't really know the Thalmor to some degree. You know what they're willing to do. And when you compare that to the Empire, it's like, it's not even a comparison. Because the Empire has its issues, and It's certainly not a benevolent power, but it's certainly not a malevolent one in the same sense that the Thalmor is, because the Thalmor is horrifying to me, at least. They're absolutely horrifying. I have a disdain for powers that interfere with people's lives in that way. I just don't think that that's... I don't think that's the purpose that governments should serve. But let's not get into the weeds about what government purposes should serve, because that is a never-ending argument that leaves everybody miserable and no one happy. And for good reason. Be my steward.
I'm right behind you.
I'm looking to hire a steward for my plantation. Are you interested?
I'd be honored to be your steward. You've built a fine steading here.
Alright. Perfect. I'd like you to hire some farmhands.
I'll see to it at once.
Cool. What? Alright. Let's see, how are we doing? Let's do some... Man, he's talkative today. Let's do some stewardship. Let's complete this quest. Sorry about my little rant of the compunctions of
Honored to see you again.
empires. Wow, that was quick. Let's see. What do I need?
Honored to see you again, my friend.
Firewood and nails and straw. Iron, hinges, quarried stone. I need quite a bit, actually. So here's where we're gonna have a bit of an issue. I don't have any iron, and I don't really have an easy way to get it. Oh great, here's some wolves. But I do want to do most, if not everything, on camera if I can help it. Ooh. Let's see who these people are. Are they fighting that giant? Because Rorikstead, I don't think, has a shop where you can purchase anything meaningful. Are these just bandits killing a random horse? That's exactly what they're doing.
Victory or Sovngarde!
Sovngarde it is.
I thought I was a gunner just now. Thanks for the help. And if you need any supplies, I have a few to sell.
I happen to
Take a look.
need supplies. Do you have iron? Huh. Of course he has iron that I can't use. That's actually perfect.
Until next time.
Well, let's investigate Rorikstead. Who knows? I might be able to find someone to sell. Someone that will be willing to sell me some iron. That's Solitude? The render distance goes crazy. But anyway. So that's my little dissertation, if you want to call it that, on the Thalmor. And I also, if you want a little fun fact, you can... So Fralia Greymaine's quest, where you rescue her son Avelstein from the Thalmor, there's a lot of different ways you can actually go about completing that quest. You can sneak in and sneak him out. You can murder all the guards, which is obviously the preferable solution because they're the Gestapo. You can also, if you are part of the Imperial Legion in a high enough rank, like closer to the end of the Civil War, you can ask General Tullius to get him freed from that prison, and he will do it. So there's actually quite a few different ways that you can solve that little quest, and it's kind of interesting. So I'm a pretty big fan of it myself. I never go the route where Tullius,
Those little girls of yours are growing like
where Tullius frees him, because, well, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, it's cool that you can do it, sure, but it does not make a whole lot of sense at all. Because why on earth would Tullius free not only a Stormcloak, but, you know, regardless of how he feels of his own, say, religious compulsions, because I don't know if he's a Talos worshiper or not, but irregardless of how he feels about that, I do happen to know that Tullius doesn't like the Thalmor. Which, if you think about it, is fairly obvious why he wouldn't. I mean, the Great War at this point in time, I think, happened about 30 years ago, give or take. So, oh, you're just a random noble. About 30-ish years ago at this point in time. So, you know, you're talking... It was within his living memory. So, because Tullius appears to be in his middle ages, around... I've always guessed him to be mid to late 40s. I don't think he's quite 50 yet. He has the... I mean, he's kind of... If you ask me, he's very inspired by Julius Caesar. But those who see Caesar somewhere tend to see him in everywhere, so that could just be a little bit of confirmation bias on my part, because I'm a big, like, Roman Empire, guess you could call it a reader. So I've always been a pretty big fan of... Oh, I thought that was a wolf. Reading about the Roman Empire and its historic rise and fall and things like that. So, you know, you could argue that I just happened to see... I wonder if this cures food poisoning. I just happened to see Rome in everything. But... Oh, okay, it does. Excuse me. So it could very well just be confirmation bias on my part. But hey, either way, it's an interesting thought. Let's not mess with him. Let's give him a wide berth. It's kind of interesting that they have these little paths. They take them down to the watering hole and then back up. I think that there's a shrine. There is a unique helmet that you can get that kind of looks like a... It's like a plumed Centurion-esque helmet. There's a shrine to Talos nestled somewhere in one of these small mountains outside of Whiterun. I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's really neat. There's like a shrine to Talos, and on that shrine is a helmet. And I think there's only 1 or 2 instances of it in the game. It's a really cool plumed Centurion helmet. I used to always go for it. Well, kind of for the aesthetic, right? Just because it's neat, and I like neat stuff. What are you? Are you a wolf? Oh, it's a random dog. I think it actually might be in this mountain. Like in that mountain pass right there. But we have other objectives. Because we have to get back to Whiterun and buy up all the iron. And I hope that there's a stone quarry nearby that farmhouse. Because if there's not, we're going to have difficult time doing the farmer's life. I do think it is up there, actually. My memory is kind of foggy about that. It's been so long since I've really meaningfully played this game and not just teleported everywhere. But it's pretty interesting. Excuse me. Golly. Need to go downstairs and make some more tea. I'd imagine most people are coffee drinkers. But hello. You are friend or foe?
There's been word of some trouble nearby. I'm on my way to investigate.
Where are you headed?
I probably shouldn't tell everyone who asks. This is important business, you know.
Cool.
Safe travels.
Sounds like your problem then. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this game without just teleporting everywhere. It's actually a lot more fun when you don't teleport. I'm having a blast. Miko! And he's talking again. Carry weight's not looking so good. Oh, I should have dumped off the Axe of Whiterun and the other stuff. But you see, what happens when you don't think is consequences. So I wasn't thinking. Now I have to pay the consequence for that, which is I only have 50 pounds of carry weight. And I doubt that I will find 50 lumps of iron in Whiterun, but I'm gonna need quite a bit. Because I need nails, I need hinges, and I don't have a smithing table over there. So I'm gonna have to... Well, we are going to... Well, the first thing I need to build is the smithing table. So I really should have thought to look to see what that requires. But that would be the intelligent thing to do, and I can't be doing that now, can I? Why would I make my life easier when I can make it harder? Either way, we're going to buy as many lumps of iron as we can fit into our pocketses, and I guess just build hinges and stuff and hope that I get the right combination of...
Got some good pieces. Take a look.
How much iron do you have? 18. 19. Oh my gosh. I must be more tired than I expected. Alright, let me buy your iron.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need it.
And now, because the firewood I can chop, the quarried stone I should be able to mine. I do think I need straw. I should probably buy straw as well. Let's see if Yorland is actually at work. Yorland is almost never at work. That man just lives his life. The greatest smith in Skyrim when he's at work. It's like that one coworker everybody has that does a phenomenal job, but you never know if he's ever going to show up.
Got a lot of steel to shape. Gods be praised.
See if he's got a glaive. Ooh, that'd be gnarly. Imagine getting shanked by that. It'd be terrifying. Ooh, that hurts. But I need it. This episode's probably going to run a little bit longer than I normally do. Largely because I have quite a bit more to do today than I thought I did. As far as Skyrim is concerned. I love the fog. I might be one of the few people who doesn't just yell at the sky to change the weather whenever it suits me. Alright. Let me see if I can make some iron. Silver ingot. I really wish that you could make silver swords, but you can't. Silver's so cool. So we're gonna make... Oh, I probably need locks too. We're gonna make 5 sets of nails. We're gonna make 8 fittings and 10 hinges. Let's make more of these. And I need to buy. I guess I'll buy as many corundum as she has and make some locks.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Ooh, that's steep. Let's just get 4 then. Oh wow, she's starting to sell dwarven metal too.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Alright. And then we need to buy some straw from Bellathor, and we'll call it a day. There's a part of me that wishes I had a horse, but there's a part of me that knows it would get killed in the first dragon encounter, and then it would just be a waste of 1,000 gold.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Let's buy your bushels of straw. Can I sell you anything? You have 700. Oh, that's why I have so much carry weight. That's right, I was going to sell these. Can't really do anything with them, so might as well get rid of it.
Do come back.
Yeah. Whoever decided to put this right here, well, let's play nice. I know, Miko, I know. It's time to end the episode. Alright, folks, next time, we're going to be doing It's a Farmer's Life for me. As always, thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good day. See you next time.